Threatening rain yesterday demanded last-minute tyre choices. Championship leader Neil Bates in a mood to deal with any eventuality.
On the weather forecast, there was a possibility of rain, so I don't know if we can allow for it or not allow for it, but obviously we'll make choices that we feel right for tyre-wise now and go from there.
Simon Evans had begun his fight back the night before by doing the unthinkable, taking 2 tarmac stages from the king of the bitumen, TRD Corolla team boss Bates. Fresh from the Nürburgring 24-hour, Evans won by just 0.1 of a second.
I'm ready for tarmac. It's a new challenge, and I've pretty much conquered the gravel, and I want to conquer a new surface. That's half the reason I went to Nürburgring.
After a rotten season first half, Darren Windus was keen to make amends, but it was not to be. On the first forest stage, Windus's engine blew, and he was out. This weekend, it's mathematically possible for Simon Evans to move up to second place in the title. But his biggest obstacle, younger brother Eli, is in that place. And with spectacular driving, he's giving nothing away. Michael Guest entered the event in a championship 4th, just ahead of Simon Evans, and that promised a great battle. But Guest emerged from a wet stage fall. The chassis of his Subaru declared a write-off after a huge contact with a tree.
Yeah, off the road into the trees, and then we ricocheted off the trees and spun around down the road, and then car's fired up, and I actually drove it another 5k out and got to the end and had a look at it. Yeah, and it's in a pretty sad state of affairs, that's for sure.
Guest's crash has moved Simon Evans into 4th place in the Australian Championship. Now he has Spencer Lowndes in his sights. But Lowndes was having none of it. He rose to the Evans challenge, in the process hunting down young Victorian Corolla privateer Glenn Raymond, who was having the rally of his career. Up front, the TRD Corolla team was pulling away. Evans, coping with a brake balance problem, would win 6 forest stages. Bates the other 2. Eli Evans, hampered by a lack of visibility in the wet, was almost on them. Fast, but a little frustrated.
It's a bit wet out there, a bit greasy, so you've got to try and turn in as early as you can to commit to the corner, and then sometimes I find myself a little wide and just touch a bank on the outside, but that's what bumper bars are for. In a huge fight, Lowndes and Raymond tied to the 10th of a second for 4th place. It was Raymond's best ever ARC finish. Eli Evans was 3rd. Simon Evans won the heat, but was still 2 championship points behind Spencer Lowndes.
Look, never give up. The championship's always there, so I just keep driving, keep doing what I can do, things that are in my control. And at the moment, all I can do is drive this car as fast as I can.
And Neil Bates, a satisfied second, had done what it takes to extend his championship lead by another 4 points.
Very, very happy with today. We came here wanting to try and get a good bank of points, and after heat 1 we've achieved that.